Did you know that the pronunciation of this word is requiem? Requiem. That's the way you pronounce it. Requiem. Repeat after me. Requiem. Requiem. Let's talk about what that word means and what it's got to do with the game. This game will be released on February 2026. So as you can see, the game will be released on February the 27th, 2026. Yeah, that's Resident Evil Requiem. And it seems to be absolutely great. It's going to be great. So let's talk about the plot a bit. So, do you know what the game is all about? But before that, I'm gonna do what I promised you. Have a look at listen to the pronunciation of the word.
Requiem.
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 Requiem. Okay, that's British English, but it's not that different in American English.
Requiem.
Requiem. Requiem. Now let's talk about what it means in English. Requiem is defined by the online Cambridge Dictionary as a mass. A mass, a Christian ceremony. Do you know that one? A mass, that is to say, a Christian ceremony at which people honor and pray for a dead person. That's a requiem. It also refers to a piece of music written for this ceremony. So you can talk about a requiem mass. That is to say, so a requiem refers to this reunion, right, at which people honor and pray for a dead person. Or it refers to a piece of music written for this ceremony. So you could talk about Mozart's Requiem. And now let's read the plot of the game. Everything is set in motion when a body, the victim of an unidentifiable disease. That's a very difficult combination of words there. The victim of an unidentifiable, because the difficult word to pronounce there is unidentifiable. It comes from the verb identify, right? You identify something. That's to be able to spot something, to say, okay, to name it, this is it. Identifiable means that something can be identified, and unidentifiable means that it can't be identified, all right? So, but the thing is that if you want to say that something is unidentifiable, in this case, this disease, you have to say unidentifiable. Unidentifiable. Can you repeat after me? Unidentifiable. Unidentifiable. That's an unidentifiable disease. Unidentifiable disease. Now let's read a bit from the victim. The victim of an unidentifiable disease. Yeah, it's quite difficult, I know. So, the victim of an unidentifiable disease is discovered in an abandoned house, I think it says. I think so. FBI analyst Grace Ashcroft is assigned to the case. But the crime scene is at the very same hotel where her mother died 8 years ago. Grace prepares to finally face the past and makes her way to the scene, but this one case leads to uncovering the hidden truth behind the outbreak in Raccoon City, the biological disaster that shook the world. Right? Now the final question is, will this be the requiem that finally lays the memories of that abhorrent disaster to rest. Okay, so there at the very end of this plot, we've got the a clue as to why the game is called like this, Requiem. And the thing is that a requiem, this ceremony for, to honor and pray for a dead person, gives a person's life a kind of closure. It gives that person's life closure, an end, a kind of wrap up, so that people can go on, can continue with their lives without that person in their lives. So, this game, as it says at the very end, will this be the requiem that finally lays the memories of that abhorrent disaster to rest? So, will this story, Resident Evil 9, be the event that will finally put an end, to the memories, the terrible memories of the disaster, the terrible disaster that happened in Raccoon City? So this game comes to give this story, the Resident Evil story, a kind of closure. It will uncover the truth, as it says before the plot. This case, the case that Grace will face, will uncover, right? Leads to uncovering the hidden truth behind the outbreak in Raccoon City. So the truth will come to light, will be discovered. And by doing that, it will give that terrible event, that terrible disaster, a kind of closure. Do you know what I mean? So that people can say, all right, now we know why that event happened. What happened